Good morning. Good morning, and happy Thursday. Oh, yeah, they call it Friday Eve. We're almost to the end of another week as we're getting close to our Christmas celebration. Oh, my goodness. Just dropped my grandson off. Everybody's excited. They're getting out early today. And I tell you, the excitement is in the air. But I want to share a gem nugget with you today. Now, my thing here, the temperature, it is exactly freezing. It is 32 degrees, so that is why I'm not walking. I'm getting ready to run some errands after I leave here, though, because I will get my steps while I'm doing my errands today. But I want y'all to stay warm, and I want you to, take care of yourself during this weather and so forth. Well, this is my gem nugget for today. Make room for Jesus, and he will make room for you. Oh my goodness. You remember the Christmas story, Luke 2:7. It says, and she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. When they went to Bethlehem, Joseph and Mary, they were trying to find places so Mary could have her baby, and every place they went to, they said, no room, no room, there's no room. And we have to make room for Jesus. We have to make room for Jesus in our lives. We put everything else above Jesus. But that is my gem nugget today, that we need to make room for Jesus, and he will make room for us. We have to make room for him in our hearts, in our minds, in our souls, in our everyday schedule, our everyday life. We need to make room for him. And yes, he will make room for us. You know, I'm reminded of a story in 2 Kings, the 4th chapter, about a Shunammite woman, and her husband, they would have the prophet Elisha. Elisha would come through their town, and he would stop at their house. And one day, the wife said, you know what we should do? We should build a room. We should have a room, a literal room, for the prophet Elisha. And that's what they did. The husband consented and said, we will build a room for Elisha. And all they had in the room was a table, a chair, and a lamp, and a bed. And when he would come through, he would have his room. And Elisha was so grateful. He asked, what can I do for you, to the Shunammite woman? You've been so good to me. And at first, the Shunammite woman said, I don't need anything, and so on and so on. But Elisha found out through somebody else that she had never been able to have children. Her and her husband had tried. And so through the prophet Elisha, he prayed that the power of God would have her to conceive. And by that same time next year, she had a child. Because she made room for Elisha, he made room for her through the power of Jesus Christ and through the power of God, that she would become pregnant. But that's not even at the end of the story. She had the child. Guess what? And at one point, when the child got older, the child got sick and actually died. But you know what? The Shunammite woman looked for Elisha, and they took the boy in that very room that they had set up for Elisha, and Elisha laid on that child, and life came back. Oh my God, life came back into that child. Why? Because she had made room for God, and God had made room for her to bless her. So you need to make room. I'm not even just talking about Christmas and all of that. Yes, you should make room for Christ in your Christmas dealings and so forth and all of that. But you should make room for Christ anyway. Make room for Jesus, and he will make room for you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you know what? If they knew who they were turning down when Mary and Joseph was looking for a room. I think they would have kicked somebody else out in order for Jesus to be born there, but they didn't know. They didn't know. But now you know how important it is to make Jesus and make room for Jesus in your life. Oh my goodness. Y'all be blessed today. Tune in tonight. Pastor James is going to have life study. Y'all know what life study is. It's where we not only study the Word of God, but he's going to give us something that we can apply to our everyday life. So tune in at 7 p.m. And don't forget, if you have not, subscribe to the Gem Nugget channel. But more than anything else, make room for Jesus, and he will make room for you. You stay blessed and you stay warm. Bye-bye.